Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. I'm going to be listening to the last two music discs to start this off. It's got a bit of a jazzy feel to it. Very slow. I would say it's jazzy, it's more so bluesy. Oh, you can hear the peaking. How much effort would it be to put a carpet in there? Quite a lot of effort, actually. Let this one play out, and then make a carpet. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3. That was a short one. Got a nice bluesy feel to it, but maybe it's a little lacking. I feel it perhaps ended a little soon. That regard is very... It understays its welcome, I'll say that much. Like, I feel there was still a lot of room to experiment and whatnot, and it cuts before it can really get there, I feel. Sounded alright, I guess. It definitely felt like I was actually putting a record in a jukebox there, I'll say that much. Because the actual quality of the audio itself was much more scratchy. Which, considering these are, like in-game vinyl singles, sort of, it kind of works. There were some sheep over here, I believe. Always nice to get some raw meat. Cook that. I hear sheep. Yes. That's precisely the amount of wool I need. I'll leave the chicken. I'll just take the pork. well, I was expecting to have a hard time finding sheep, but honestly, I'm kind of glad it was so quick like that. Now, what I do still need to find, however, is some flowers, which I'm not seeing any of here, so maybe I'll just plant some. Will I get enough of them? Don't I have... Wait, don't I have dye in my agricultural box? Yes, I do. You know, this stuff is actually going to be useful. Oh, okay. Doing about the best I can for a carpet. Which is this, and this looks pretty good. Nice and purple. It kind of fits the vibe of the room, makes it feel cozier. Like purple is a very safe feeling color. Sorry. There's just something about it. Maybe because I typically associate it with like royalty and whatnot. I feel like that sort of gives a sheen of protection, or at least feels like it. Anywho, might as well do the last music disc here. The last one that I have. I know there's more. I believe there's 12, I think. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This feels much closer to the in-game music. What time signature is this in? Whoa. Time signature. Whoa, what the? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's in 4, but it's kind of syncopated weirdly. The rhythm is split up. Yeah, okay, it's in 4. Hearing a piano in there? Oh, yes, I am. Ooh. This is nice. Yes. Yes. Oh. Whoa, goosebumps. Oh my god. Well, that part was awesome. Like, like a rush of emotion. Not a very long piece. Will say. Best one so far. It's not long, but I feel like unlike the other one, it doesn't necessarily need to be longer. Two distinct sections there. Okay, so I'm gonna do an overall like review placement of music discs. Worst to best, I guess. Uh, hmm. Yeah, okay. This one, I feel the sort of sample at the beginning kind of throws this one off for me because it, while fitting in with the rest of the song, reminds me of other music. And I feel like because it's a well enough known sample, I feel kind of taken out of it almost. And I don't think necessarily that the rest of the song is too memorable to make itself known as its own thing. That's why it's in last. And then this one, um, like I said earlier, it just ends too soon. I feel like it could have been much more than what it actually ended up being, and because it's so short, it can't be much of anything. So kind of just whatever. This one, uh, I like how the sample at the beginning doesn't sound anything like the rest of the song. It's sort of like a Trojan horse type thing going on. And I think that's pretty cool. Um, Again, maybe it suffers from the same problem as this one of being too short, but I feel like this one has some room to experiment, whereas this one doesn't. This one, a nice jazzy number. Not my favorite, but it's got a really pathetic recorder part, which is just pathetic enough to actually work for the song and go along with the very like drunken feel of the instrumentation. Yeah, I like it. This one very progressive. It's also very long. How much I enjoyed the song as a whole, I feel like it's got a lot of distinct parts. It's pretty memorable, and would re-listen to this willingly. Whereas the ones that came before it, I might just put them on and leave them as is. Whereas this one and the ones past it, I might deliberately go out and listen to specifically these ones. Um, this one got a nice plinky plonky sort of tune to it. There's not much to it, but because it's so simplistic and because it's so gentle, I feel like it works to its advantage. And ultimately creates a very, very soothing and nostalgic tune to listen to. Put it on, and it'll really put you in a good mood no matter what's happening. This one is good for almost the exact opposite reason, of which it's unlike anything else here, in that it's a like a dark ambient drone sort of piece. Bit of turntablism and um, sound collage work going on too. Got a very eerie atmosphere, and it feels very, I wouldn't say otherworldly, but it definitely, there's definitely something awry about it, which I feel like adds to it and makes it more unsettling, because it sounds almost like it belongs, but there's just something off about it that makes it like this kind of uncanny, sort of uneasy sort of listen. And it's um very unsettling due to that. And I feel like if I were to put this on, I'd feel very unsettled, no matter what kind of mood I'm in. And then this one, the one we just listened to, um, yeah, it's the best one. I maybe it's just recency bias, but like distinctive two parts. The first part being like this very like synthy ambient landscape, and then transitioning into the like this piano part with these giant like blaring, I think it's like horns, and I believe there's a sitar in the back that's like really distorted and stretched. um it's like it's really moving in that regard. And the first half does such a good job of setting up the second half, in that it suddenly just like second half just like explodes in a sort of way. And I'm not talking like explosive as in like there's like as you'd see grunge or metal music, where it's just like this non-stop relenting pummeling, but instead it's an explosion of like emotion, if you will, but a very like soft, almost oozing release. So this gritty and instantaneous push, which is once again very moving, and I like that puts it in this position for me. Yeah, this and yeah, there's my thoughts on the music discs. Like I said, they're pretty cool. Here's my ranking. Last place Chirp, and then High, Ward, Stall, Blocks, Cat, 13, and my favorite, Far. Of course, I know there's a few others that I have not yet listened to, so maybe this ranking will change. What's at the bottom, what's at the top might change, but as of now, that's my top and bottom, and all in between. Fitting that as soon as I stop talking about the music discs, the ambience in-game music comes on and does its thing. Also, if you've listened to the like the soundtrack album, uh, this this version of the song is very different in the game as opposed to on the actual soundtrack album, because here it's like this very like distorted piece that hardly sounds like it's any instrument at all. Just it's like it's so muffled and just there's so much effects on top of it that you can hardly tell what instrument it is. But in the actual soundtrack album, it is clear as day that it is a grand piano. I find that very interesting. Not to mention, it's a very dry grand piano. Like there's no reverb on it, whereas here it rings out forever. I just find that's something that's kind of interesting to point out. An observation that I made only very recently, as in literally 1 minute ago when it started playing. But yeah, it's very cool stuff. It's funny how just a couple of effects can change the mood of something so drastically, even if it is still instrumentally and compositionally the exact same piece. Um, John Williams did a similar thing for spoilers for Star Wars. If you haven't seen it, skip, just stop watching here. Because frankly, I'm going to end it after I talk about this. John Williams did a similar thing for Star Wars Episode 6, in which, at the scene in which Vader dies, he changes the instrumentation of the Imperial March theme um, from like this blaring horn and percussion section to like this delicate harp and strings piece. Um, and it's the exact same melodies, but it's so different and has such a different impact just by changing the instrumentation and bringing it up like 3 octaves. But still, it's a drastically different feel despite the same composition for the most part, which is weird to think about. Strange how changing so little can make such a big difference sometimes. Um, I guess in some sort of way, life imitates that, in which you can do something so small and it will balloon into something so big right before your eyes, and you won't even notice it until you look back on your past and realize just how much things are different in the present. And you can kind of find that point in which it all changed. And that's very interesting to me. Um, that's life, isn't it? On that note, I will leave this episode here. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming to my my fucking TED talk and sticking around this long. Thanks for watching my content. Thanks for sticking around in general. Weird. Burnt, burnt out guy sitting in his bedroom, recording himself playing video games because he had nothing better to do with his fucking life. And, well, just never thought so many people would tune into this sort of thing. But here we are. So, yeah, thanks for sticking along here. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Um, and if you're to come back, then I'll see you then. And if not, have a wonderful day. I'll see you all video. Goodbye.